Hey guys, Jason with Awesome RT. Just wanted to do a little intro to this video. It's kind of a lengthy video, as far as the install goes. I tried to keep it short, but it turned out to be pretty lengthy. But definitely if you are planning to buy the Metra adapters, I don't have them, they're over here. But anyway, if you're planning to buy their Metra adapters, please watch all the way to the end. The last minute or two of the video has some important information about those connectors. And I'll probably post that as a separate video also, but just in case, just watch all the way to the end or fast forward to the end if you're curious. But Metra connectors, some info at the end. What's up, guys? Hear that lovely sound and all that beautiful stuff just rolling down the back window. It's raining again. I think the speaker gods just do not want me to upgrade my Alpine speakers in this wonderful 2017 Charger RT. Well, you know what? Piss on the gods, I'm going to do it anyway. So, I'm sitting in my back seat, which is a very different angle of the car. Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible, I guess, but if you're sitting behind me, probably not so good, because I'm tall, so I have to have my leg room. But I brought all my stuff out, my Polk badges. That's what it says, to put them on your factory grills, which I don't have any factory grills, so they're gonna go up there on the door where the window's at. I'm gonna see how easy, I don't know, because I don't know if there's anything behind that Alpine thing that you have to cover up, but I'm gonna try to peel it off and see. We'll go from there, but that way it'll show Polk instead of Alpine. Got my connectors. We will see if they fit in here. This is the 72-6514. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna fit. I've got two sets because I'm gonna eventually do the door speakers as well. Just need one of those for today, and then back here I've got my speakers. So we're going to attempt to do this install video and see how it goes. Again, it's raining, so I can't open the doors. My butt might be up in the camera a little bit, but we'll see. I'll try to get some good angles. For the most part, though, this is not hard to do. I've seen people not take off these side pillars, but I think I'm going to, just for ease of access. To get this back panel out. But I took it out already once, and it was pretty easy. However, putting it back in was not as easy, because you really got to line it up just right, or the seat won't lock. It's like if it's not just right, it causes some issues. So I don't think I got this side in all the way this time, because I cannot get this to push down the way it's supposed to. And then over here, I think I missed a clip, because it is rattling now whenever the bass hits. So this time I'm going to be more diligent about putting it back in and making sure it's fitting snug and no rattle before I say it's complete. So I'm gonna get to this install. I think I'll just kind of do it piecemeal, instead of trying to film the entire thing like last time. I'll just kind of do a little clip here and there and explain. So here we go. Okay, so if you have a very short friend, or a small child that you can trust to get in here and do this for you, that'd be great, because for us tall people, shit is not working. But anyway, I'll make do. So I got everything out. I took off the side pillars over here just to make it easier to slide this big honking thing out while I'm sitting in the damn car. But as you see, it's just got one clip. And then, so I'm thinking either I didn't have the trim in right or something was off, because it's a terrible angle. But anyway, something was off, because something was rattling back here. But I'm gonna flip this around so you guys can see. Can I flip it while I'm recording? Why, hell no. Why would you flip it while you're recording? Okay. So, back here I've got, just a normal 6x9, another 6x9, and then nada for the That's where the sub would go, the factory sub. And they sealed it up with this, you know, tin foil stuff, which I'm gonna push down a little better until I get my sub. Yeah, that way it's kind of sealed up in that hole. But anyway, so I think, I don't know what that is. Maybe the factory amp? No. Got a bunch of wires coming out of it. I don't know what it is. Doesn't look like an amp. It's got a box that comes undone. So I don't know what the hell that is. But anyway, so these come out pretty easy. Just, you know, it's a little 1/4, just like the front. Little 1/4 bolt. It would focus. But 1/4 bolt. Now, you got to be real careful back here. My dumbass. I don't know if you can see it or not. I can't even see it right now. Yeah, right. It'll focus. Yeah, you can't see it. But anyway, I was trying to unscrew that one, and I just barely had enough room to fit my ratchet in there, and I nicked my tent, which irritates me highly. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get these out. You know, I tore off the, in case anybody was wondering, you know, I have no intentions of putting these back in, so I did tear off the film off of the top of the speaker, so that is what the stock 6x9s look like. I cannot wait to get my new ones in there. It's gonna sound so good. But anyway, I'm gonna get these out, and we'll go from there. Alright, so we have the speaker out. Here we go. So now let's go for the moment of truth. I haven't opened these things yet. Let's set this down. Alright, so we have our stock plug. I am opening the Metra 726514. And I think we're good this time. Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Okay. So now, let's grab one of my new beauties here. If I can get the damn tools off of it. Okay. And then, so we have positives, the big one, negatives, the small. Which are most of your speakers wide? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so we got positive. Most of your speakers are wired that way. Now, I know some other people had said something about the polarity being wrong on these, so, but I watched, you know, like I said, I'd watched FLA Hemi's install video of his speakers in the back, and his seemed fine, so I'm going to just go with it and try it out. I guess if it sounds wonky, I can always test, or, you know, get a voltmeter and test them. Jesus, these things are already on there. Okay, so I got them in. I'm going to put this in here and just see how she fits. Oh, like a glove, baby. Let's put that down in there. Isn't that pretty? That's so pretty. Now, I think for now I'm going to just leave the top piece on. I'm not going to cut my, because I don't know if I want to cut that or not. But I don't think these little bolts are going to fit in there with this big thing on there, so I might have to leave it like that, which kind of blows. Let's do this. That'll work. Okay. Even though that won't be bolted down, that'll still offer a little bit of protection. I think not really. It's not quite level. Yeah. I don't know, guys. I might end up cutting it. We'll see, because I want that to fit. But these, as you can see, these are very tiny holes right there, and the bolts, of course, will not go down in there. So let's take a look at the hardware they provided and see, but I don't think those are going to work because they do not look the same thread at all. Yeah, those are meant to just go in these little screws. So what they provide you with is if you were, you know, screwing them into a box or something, you know, so you get this little clip, you know, which it would screw down into, and then they just give you, you know, an actual little screw, which is not gonna fit. I'd be very surprised if it actually, because the threads are so different. Yeah, no, I didn't think so. Okay, so I think what we'll do for now is just use the, not the actual grills, but just the spacers. Even though they won't be bolted down with it, it'll just, I'm going to set them on there just to offer a little bit of protection to the ring. I did figure out while we're chatting here, I'm covering up the camera, but I did figure out part of why it wasn't sitting right last time. So on this big piece that covers up the back, you know, you got these foam pads. Well, my dumbass ripped these two off, this one and the one on the other side. And it was just stuck up in here somewhere, so that's probably why it wasn't sitting right. So be cautious when pulling this one out, because it gets hung, because this part actually tucks under, up under here. So yeah, I think it just got hung when I was pulling it out, and it just ripped it off. So I'm going to be a little more cautious this time putting it back in. But overall, that's what the Polk's going to look like sitting in there. It's so beautiful. So I'm going to bolt this one down. I'm going to leave this one in, and I'm going to do a little sound test just to make sure it sounds right. And we'll go from there. Let me turn some light on. Light. There we go. Okay. So getting this damn thing back in here without ripping off those foam pieces and making sure to get that clip into that spot so everything sits nicely is turning out to be a pain in the ass. Mainly because the pillars are still on. So I'm going to pop at least one of them off, probably both. These are the same as the pillars up front, except for this time there are two little clips with the cable. And just in case anybody wondering, you know, just to kind of explain why these are on here. I mean, there is an airbag here, same in the front. So when this airbag blows, it just knocks those clips out, but it doesn't come flying off and hit you in the head because the straps are still on there. So works out pretty good. But there's a strap way back in here that I'm gonna undo, and then just kind of fold the pillar down a little bit to be able to get this big piece back in here and get it situated the way it's supposed to be. Because I mean, if you see it, there's a line here where that pillar sits, you know. So I think getting it in with those off is going to be a lot easier than trying to force it in there and get it to sit right. So I'm gonna do that and I'll let you know how it goes. More light. Okay. Okay. So, got both those out. I just let the top clip in because it's out far enough now where I can get that up in there. So, that does help. And I think that'll do the trick with being able to get it in there without having any issues. So, as far as the speakers go, again, I'm just in such a hurry and getting hot in this car. It's all steamed up in here like I'm rocking the boat. But, anyway, I did not sound test them again with one speaker in and one speaker out. So, you'll just have to take my word for it. They sound good. But the back screw, I pulled, I'm just going to leave it the hell out on both of them. Because these speakers, the holes that you actually put them, the screws into, are a little thinner than the stock speakers. So it was kind of a little more tight fit with all three of those in there. So I just opted to leave the back one out. There's enough sticky stuff, you know, that I think it'll be fine. And I clamped it down enough, you know, and I'm not taking this to audio competitions or anything. This is just to clear up the sound for me. So it works for me. But I'm gonna get this thing in here. Give me a sec. Woohoo! Alright guys, so I got the 6x9s installed. I'm gonna see how they sound with everything closed back up. Taking those back, you can't see that shit. Like, alright, there we go. So taking out those pillars is a definite must. It was so much easier after getting those out to get that back panel back in. So just a heads up, I would just take that off first, and you probably won't rip the rest of the the foam won't come off and all that stuff. So just pop them out. There's two straps and one big one of those crappy clamps that you have to bolt in, that you know, the pop bolts or whatever, and then there's a bunch of those little plastic rivets on the side too. So I mean, it pops out just to go pry bar if they're in the top. So I really wanted to, don't need my flash now, but put these bad boys on in place of this stupid Alpine one. But for those of you wondering, it does come off, but instead of it being a 3M sticky tape little thing, it has three holes that are up here. I mean, please explain to me why this is not just a little 3M I'm stuck on there. You know, that, I mean, I guess they don't want it to fall off, but does it really need 3 holes? So yeah, so if you rip it off, that's what you get. My Polk one is going to go on, and it will take up maybe 1, 2 of those holes, if you look at it. So the third one will be covered up. Even if I do the bottom 2, you'll still see. So I'll probably do these because you won't notice that front one as much. If nothing else, I'll just find something to fill it with and spray a little black plastic dip on it. You won't even be able to tell. So yeah, so I'm going to install those, but that's what you get. Just in case anybody was wondering, if you want to tear yours off, you will have 3 little holes there. So if your badge, whatever type you're using, is not as big as that one, just be aware. So you can always put some black vinyl there too. That would cover it up a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to put those on and then finish this video up. Are we rolling? Hey guys, Jason with Awesome RT. We're in the house. And why are we in the house? Well, I did my install video of the Polk Audio DB692s, and it sounds funny. So I'm going to test the speakers from the stock speakers to see which polarity is positive, negative, and then test our little Metra connectors to see if they are in fact reversed, because I do think they are out of phase. So, easy way to check which terminal on a speaker is positive and negative, because clearly from the factory they are not marked, is just to use a battery of some sort, 9-volt, C battery, D battery. They're all going to work the same. So I've attached the white wire to the positive on the battery and the blue wire to the negative. And if we look, so this way, the speaker cone is going up. Kind of hard to tell maybe on the video, but as I'm tapping that, the speaker's pulling in. So that's backwards. Okay, so what you're wanting is when you touch the positive, you want the speaker to go out. Okay, as we see here, it's going down as I touch that. So what does that tell me? That the positive is on this side, negative is on this side. So if I match up our Metra connector here and match it up to the same way the plug would be coming in, positive is over here on this side and negative's over here, which is indeed backwards. So if you're going to buy these, you know, just so you don't have to cut your factory wiring, before you go outside to plug them in, cut these wires in half and flip-flop them. And that way when you plug it in, you're not going to run into any out-of-phase problems like I have. So that's it, guys. I'm going to go cut these and splice them the right way, and then do a sound test, and I'll let you know how it goes. Have a good day, guys.